whatever's spoken here is just the tip of the iceberg. The real show is going on beneath the surface here and everywhere, but here especially, when we focus on truth. So your inner being is beginning to respond, whether you're aware of it or not. There's a very subtle energy here which speaks to your inner being. And what I've learned over the years is that's where it's really at. So we can hear the truth over and over and over and over again, but the real changes that happen subliminally from the inside out, as it were. However, God has many ways of getting us to come and see the truth. So sometimes what Rama used to say, this is Rama would say, is that you get a push from without and a pull from within. So the push from without are experiences that you have that are more or less dictated by spirit, especially tailor-made for you, so that whatever you need to go through will be there for you to go through. That's the amazing magic or mystery of God, is that it finds just the ticket that will get you going, as it were. Just the ticket. So one way or another we find out through experience, or through being guided, and being guided from within, or just being guided from within. So if you've attended here for a while, one fine day you'll wake up and go, I feel different. I'm not myself anymore. I've shifted, in other words, and you haven't really recognized it, except one fine day you go, gee, I'm not reacting to things like I used to. So there's a lot going on at a satsang and in life with experiences. It's all designed to bring you to come to realize that you're not an individual separate person. You're not a person at all. You're not a person. But in the beginning, we work, and Eckhart Tolle is especially good for this. In the beginning, we guided to see how we misidentify, what it is we do. It's a very useful way of gauging where we're at, what we're doing that's not quite right. And so let's pay attention to Eckhart right now, see what he has to say. Please feel free to ask questions if you have any. Because if you're engaged in the process, then you'll get more out of it also.
spoke of the ability that comes with presence to look at a situation, to look without analytical interference through the mind. And that brings in the intelligence that will deal with the situation, whatever form that will take. It will deal with it through an external factor, or it will deal with it through this form. And prerequisite for this looking, and I'm using the word metaphorically in a wider sense, of course, the prerequisite for that is you must have surrendered to this moment before you can fully look at this moment. Fully give it your complete attention. Your attention cannot be complete if you have not completely surrendered to the form that this now takes. Then that intelligence can operate. But even the slightest resistance to what is will obscure, impair the ability to simply give attention to a situation arising within. The greatest transformative agent there is. But you need to have opened the doors first. The portal of surrender must be open. And we're looking. That the greatest miracle is light. I suggest that we spend today in silence. Alone with your mind. Allow the thoughts to be there. They come. Don't take them too seriously. Remember that they want to be taken seriously. They pretend that they matter absolutely, and no thought matters absolutely, and no thought contains the absolute truth. So there's a compassionate relationship that you now have with your mind. You just see its limitations, which in themselves are not the problem. They are the limitations of form. So you allow those limitations to be there. And there's the space around thought, in between thoughts. Compassion and allowing we speak of compassion, it's intrinsically linked to allowing what is to be. That is compassion. And that has great power. Even your pain body. We looked at it yesterday. What can you do? You allow it to be. There is space around it. At first, it seems very little space, then a bit more. And so your relationship with your pain body is also one of compassion. Allowing other people's minds. There is no really other people's minds. It's the human mind coming through this form, allowing that, not demanding that they shouldn't manifest the human mind, not demanding that they should be enlightened by now. Why aren't you? You shouldn't behave like that anymore. You should be enlightened. Compassion with human unconsciousness. But what's unconsciousness? Complete identification with the conditioned mind is unconsciousness. Wherever you go, you'll find it. Wherever you meet humans, you'll find it. If you demand that it should be otherwise, you're in for big problems. Because wherever you go, you'll meet all those people who are unconscious. And you'll start complaining about it, saying they should be more conscious, and in that become unconscious yourself. So you bring in consciousness through allowing, which is also compassion. That transforms. So compassionate through allowing with the human condition, which is in yourself and in others. Not making, we looked at it yesterday, a slightly different perspective on it, not making the human condition, which is unconsciousness, which is the human condition in its present evolutionary stage, which is coming to an end, but is still the predominant human condition, identification with mind, unconsciousness, pain body, identification with pain body, not making that into an identity for people. That's the opposite of compassion. That is called judgment. Now, judgment means to mistake unconsciousness for someone, to mistake the manifestation of human unconsciousness for a person. There is no person, there's simply the movement of human unconsciousness. So judgment, you confuse the being, the identity, the true identity of that being, with the behavior that will manifest through manifesting human unconsciousness. And of course, there can be no compassion there. It is judgment. You can do it to yourself too. You look back on what you did yesterday, and it was unconscious, and then you say, that was me. I'm bad. Useless. Nothing to do with who you are. So wherever you meet unconsciousness, allow it. Nobody there. Not a person. That is the transmission of presence, that allowing. So you don't have to do anything to change that. The change happens. Surrender is inner acceptance of what is without any reservations. We are talking about your life.
Yes, lots of little short things, just like Muji does and the Rupert has. But anyway, this is something we can relate to when we are in relationship to others and to ourselves. Look far beyond the exterior. Look far beyond the exterior. We have to drum that into our being. Everybody is an expression of God. Everybody is actually perfect, no matter how rough the exterior may be. And I mean, it can be rough. It can be really rough. So after a while, and it could be a long while, we develop the ability to, in a sense, not listen, but directly go to their being. Directly go to their being and feel who they are. Feel the pain that they're in themselves because they're so unconscious, as I thought Buddha says. They're not happy. They're not happy. So have compassion for that unhappiness that they're in. Just like you have compassion for yourself when you're up against it, as it were. And you can feel, like I feel and have felt, the love of God right there, intimately close, supporting you. The people that are unconscious cannot feel that. They do not know that. But people on the path, that have been on the path for a while, begin to feel a kind of a gentleness towards themselves because they're going through something and it's painful. But then they find the love of God right there, supporting them, lifting them up. We have to be very, very wise and very non-reactive to the external world. To be able to have that distance, to feel compassion, to not judge. This comes to meditation and practice and attending satsang and doing everything that has to do with spiritual life. You have to develop that side of yourself that is able to perceive in a deeper way and beyond what bugs you. I'm talking to myself as well, you understand. You have to see beyond that and feel beyond that. And God is relentless until you get it. Relentless. You have to get it. Once you decide you want to get liberated, you can't get away from that. You cannot get away. You cannot escape There is no escape. There's no escape. There's no strategizing. There's no trying to figure it out with your mind. There's simply surrender. Eckhart Tolle, surrender. Give it up. And sometimes you do, I'm going to give it up to God. But you haven't really given it up to God. You're not spiritually strong enough yet to give it up to God. Because again your mind comes in, over and over again. Maybe we have to go through experiences in order to be able to talk about it and have compassion for others. I don't know why, but compassion is a key. Judgment is not where it's at all. Judgment is not where it's at. None of us are perfect, you know. So judging the other is just not wise. It's just not smart. It's not smart. Meditation helps you to get smarter and wiser, because that chattering is attenuated. And you will feel God when you meditate. During the formal meditation and during the day and every day. See what else he said. He said the slightest resistance to what is interferes with allowing awareness or consciousness or God or the self to work in. It interferes with that because when you resist, there's a kind of an energy to it. And that is just sheerly, physically speaking, interferes with that subtle, very, very refined energy of God. The very ground of being, the intelligence with a capital I, that can handle it. That can handle it. You have to be able to learn to trust, and that comes over time. So I want to engage you. I want to engage you. What is it that you seek? Any questions about? I'll ask the question. What is it that you seek? What is it that you want?
Peace of mind.
Peace of mind. No, right, yeah. Peace of mind. You have to attack that on multiple fronts. Peace of mind. It's a journey. You have to engage in it. You have to engage it. You have to look at whatever conditioning that there is from past. You have to look at your conditioning. You have to see repetitive behavior. See where you're doing things over and over again. That would be called by the Indians samskara. A tendency that is probably from past lives into this life, and this life's conditioning also, absolutely. See what it is you're repeating over and over again. You have to see it, and If you want to address it, write it down. Take a look at it. Conditioning. Yes.
When I see something that's disturbing that somebody else is doing, and I'm able to show them an easier way to do it, and they're fighting it.
Huh?
They're fighting it because they don't want anybody telling them.
That's right, that's right.
So I'm sitting in judgment, I guess.
Yes, yes.
How do I stop my mouth from saying something about it? It just comes up.
You have to slow down your mind.
Huh?
You have to slow down your mind. You have to take a little distance from it by learning to meditate and doing just that during your meditation, which is slowing it down. Keeping a distance.
Yeah. Basically, the only thing I can do is to walk away, walk out of the room. Yeah.
No, you want to be able to be there and be distant. Be in the world, but not of it. Running away isn't going to solve the basic problem, which is to learn that you're not going to be able to tell them something that they're going to listen to. They haven't agreed that you're going to teach them.
Right.
So
No, that's right, they have to be willing.
they have to be willing, but most people, it takes, first of all, a long time to even listen to somebody else. Doesn't it?
Oh, yes.
And so, you know, they have to agree first of all
Yeah,
to listen to you. And once you realize that, for sure, it will stop happening so much because you realize the futility of it. It's futile. It's not wise. Unless you can develop a way to gently and without judgment in your head. Now you're not going to strategize this. This is going to come naturally to convey. Best way to convey love is to remain silent and to project your own non-judgmental way, your own allowing, which is what Eckhart's talking about. Allow them to be who they are. Let them be. Let them be. Just kind of, if you want to, just kind of move on to another subject or something. You know, just don't give it a force. Because it's going to come back. It's going to magnify. It's going to magnify. It's not the way. Now, all you need to do is realize that for sure. For sure, realize it. Nobody ever changed
Except themselves.
except through God in their own being. Not even by recognizing something. I mean, sometimes if you really worked hard on it, but really, I mean, Rama used to say, we only do about 2% of the changing. In terms of spiritual change, God does the rest. That's like 98%. 98% is God. We have to give up control. We have to realize we're not the doer. Focus on that. And forget about other people. We need to work on ourselves. We need to bring that in alignment with God. Forget about trying to show somebody else when we haven't even fixed our own house yet. I mean, we have to do that. We cannot possibly help the world in any way, shape, or form unless we get our house in order. And that takes freaking lifetimes sometimes to get our own, not for you. You'll get it sooner. But for some of us, it takes a lifetime to get on the right track where we're not the center of attention to ourselves or to anybody else. Where we realize there's a much higher power, and knows best what to do. We are so cluttered with thought, we cannot possibly have an insight into God, let alone others. Yes.
You made a statement, we are not the center of attention to ourselves or to God. Is that what you said?
No, I don't think so. I said, we are not the center.
No, you said we're not a person.
And we're definitely not a person. We're definitely not a person, and we're not the center of our world. It's not, God is.
We're not supposed to take control. That's what I think.
And it's not we're not supposed to. It's just like we will continue to take control until we finally stop doing it. And the way we stop doing it is by realizing the futility, and because if you're really interested in liberation, God will come to you and show you the way and bring you up out of it. You have to open yourself up to the infinite. You have to realize that there's more than you and me. There's more to you, much more to you. We focus just on the mind, but the mind should be more or less like a tool for not walking and hitting some car, running over something. It's what it cannot give you the answer to your being. It cannot give you the answer to who you really are. Who do you think you really are? Most people think they're a person. We're not a person. We're not a person. We're not a person, and we limit ourselves big time by continuing to believe we're a person who has aversions to this, attractions to that. Okay. What drew you to come here today?
Oh, I've been wanting to come for quite a few weeks, but it just didn't fit the schedule. Okay. So today, when I was putting my schedule together and I saw that I had Sunday open, I put it in the schedule so that we should come.
And one fine day, you won't need to put it on the schedule.
And you said
come.
you've come before a long time ago?
She
I
did, yeah.
came on long before you did Sundays. It was it Wednesdays? Wednesdays.
Yeah.
But I told you that because that's a conflict for me on Wednesdays.
Okay, good. That's good. Anyway, eventually, once your inner being really gets what's offered you, it will come. It will want to do it more than anything else, because that's the nature of all of us. We want to find happiness that doesn't come and go. One day, down the next. Up one day, down the next. We want, every single one of us wants to have eternal happiness. That means coming to recognize who we really are. when we know that, life becomes smooth sailing on until we leave this world. There's nothing more valuable than finding that out. Nothing. But look how many people come. I mean, this is a great gift to have to know this, then to follow it, and to become it. It's a great gift. But this, and it's right here. But who's coming? Few people, smattering. A smattering. They're all so busy playing in the world. And life will come. I can't imagine now, from the position that I'm in now, is how one can spend the rest of their life just fooling around. You know, they're fooling around, playing golf, playing this, playing that, and then one fine day it's over. And what did you really gain? That's the whole thing. What did we really, can we really feel satisfied about what we have achieved? Which really is not an achievement, it's just simply misidentifying with the body and getting to be with your spirit, with your being, with your larger being. Nobody knows they have a larger being. There's only one being. Nobody knows it. Trapped in ignorance because they haven't given time to find out. That's why suffering is such a useful thing in our lives. Because when you suffer, you go, oh my God, what can I do about this? And they mention God. Exactly. What can I do about this? And when they look around, there's no answers. Not in this world. There's no answers. And then they're drawn to find some way to get out of it.
See, but I can meditate every day at home before I do my commitments that I have chosen to help others in whichever way I chose to do that. And you asked me when I first came in, I said, I meditate. You asked me about meditation, and I said, I do that at home every day. Which is a priority before I
Hit your day.
hit the day.
Do you find yourself changing? That's good.
Change your attitude, change your life.
There you go.
I fought cancer twice, and if you don't have the correct attitude, you don't make it.
That's right. And your attitude, your best attitude, is to have humility. To have humility. That's the best, most precious thing to have as a human being, is to be totally humble. And eventually, after you've practiced for a long time, you'll say to yourself, I don't really know anything. I don't know anything. So you're coming to a place, in a sense, that is a very high teaching, which is telling you that you're not a human being. You won't hear that from anywhere else. You're not a person. You're free-flowing consciousness. Free-flowing, pure awareness, without limits, without boundaries.
What you send out is you receive back. Your spirit, what you send out is the word you receive back.
That's right. And you also, when you send out a good vibration, when you develop that good vibration in your being, you ward off, or you attenuate bad vibrations, or low grade vibrations, heavy vibrations. from others, you attenuate that. You penetrate that and you dissolve that. And you develop your own spiritual atmosphere that you are putting out. Selfless giving is a very good, very Christian-like way to be in the world, which is you're always trying to serve others. By serving others, you're breaking down the sense of me because you're thinking of others all the time. That's one way of finding out your true self. When you nullify the me, when you dissolve the me, and you're all for others. Mother Teresa would be a great one for that. But that's not the only way to reach enlightenment, to reach liberation. Another way is to surrender to God. This is a little bit more difficult to surrender. But God has His ways, and you do end up surrendering. You do end up giving it up. Giving up what you want. Giving up what feels good for you. And allowing God to work it out in His good, in His way. You're not running the show. You are not running the show. Basically. Have you felt that? That you're not running the show? That's very good. But we need to hear that over and over again, right? That we're not running the show. Because invariably, that mind kicks in and has its ideas. The ideas do not run deep. They don't go deep enough. I thought this was off.
This instant, not the conditions or circumstances of your life, not what I call your life situation.
Sorry.
Illness is part of your life situation. As such,
You know this.
it has a past and a future. Past and future.
Why did God do that?
What was I saying right beforehand?
That you're not in control.
There you
You're
have
not
it.
running the show.
I'm not running the show,
That's
right?
what he said.
And there's a demonstration of it right there. I wasn't running the show. Skype was running the show. Well, but then I shut it off, so shouldn't have been there in the first place. Well, it's good to hear the truth over and over again, because this world is very sneaky. It can trap you just like that. Wouldn't you agree, Peggy? It can trap you just like that. You gotta hear it over and over again. You really have to commit to your own liberation. You have to get it right. You have to surrender to God. You have to develop absolute humility and surrender. And we don't go easily. Let me tell you, we don't go so easily. And the reason we don't go so easily is because we're so habituated to come from the place of mine and me and mine. Okay, you have to go? Let go. Yes. Is that what happened? Oh, you have to go. Okay. Will I see you next time?
I certainly hope so.
Thank you. See you soon.
Okay. Wednesday, isn't it?
Wednesday's the next time?
What time?
At 3:30 next Wednesday,
3:30.
because it's the fourth Wednesday of the month. And Sunday is always at 11:30 in the morning.
You want to write it down?
What? How
It's in
I'm
the,
not sure you
I
better.
have to, if I write it down, I have to go find it.
Okay.
But thank you.
Take care.
It was nice meeting you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Bye, Merle.
Hope to see you again.
We are burdened.
we are burdened.
Her soul, I just could feel it.
She's burdened. Yeah. Well, it's hard.
It's hard, yes. But you need to start with you.
Yeah, we're going to start.
And start
And,
with you.
and you have all kinds of help. Grace from God. Fortunately, God is for everybody, not just for the few, but especially for people that are actually becoming more aware. When you come here, when you find yourself coming here, you begin to wake up already. Think about those poor people over there killing and chopping off heads, doing all
No,
that.
please don't say that.
They're, I don't know where they are.
They're lost.
Ignorant. But we know better than they are, Stella. The stuff that the United States has done is awesome. Anyway, I mean, I've been reading stuff that my eyes are bug-eyed. We did that in the highest echelons of government. We did that. Astonishing. It's astonishing. But I digress. That's the world. And it's a graphic example of how off one can get. And then we go to ruling others. So, we're coming to a close. And
I have a suggestion. I saw a movie yesterday, Miracles from Heaven. Everyone should see that. Marvelous.
it, at a movie theater,
Local.
Benny?
Yeah. Now,
Now where, what time?
what time?
Oh, gee.
12, 4, 7,
And what cinema again?
downtown Manning.
Downtown Manning.
The refurbished theater, the old one? Oh, nice. I'll bet there. What's it called?
What is Miracles from Heaven?
Is it brand new or an old movie?
It's a new movie. It's been out a month or so.
Uh-huh.
It just got here. And it's a story, it's a true story. A little boy, a little girl has a medical problem that can't really be solved by the doctors. And what the family goes through to try and find out. Then she has a fall. She goes to heaven for time.
Uh-huh.
It's a miracle. It's wonderful.
And she gets healed?
It's a true story. At the end of the movie, they show the real family.
So, miracles from heaven. It's,
I had tears in my eyes
yeah.
the very instant. And fortunately, we was sitting at the back of the theater, so it was over. I was out before everyone. I thought many were probably in the same situation. I had tears in my eyes. I cried all the way home.
Oh my,
Miracles from
powerful,
Heaven.
powerful movie. So, Miracles in heaven. Absolutely. Absolutely.
Did it just start showing there?
Right.
Oh, then Wednesday is, I'll come with you, whoever's going to go.
Wednesdays they have it, I think, for $3.
It was $4.
Yeah, that's okay.
Miracles from heaven.
Beautiful, well done. The little girls are good. Yeah, the acknowledgement for her part. The mother was fantastic. When she went through.
I know, you know, and it's a blessing when we go through stuff that is so difficult. Because the reward is compensate. Is that the word compensate? It matches. The difficulty that you go through will be matched by the reward that you get when you go through it. Commensurate. Equality. Commensurate. So if you're suffering this much, then the reward will be that high too. So never, what's the word? Never think, oh God, why does God give me these difficulties? Because those difficulties are a way into the reality, into finding out about God, our true nature is God, all powerful, mysterious. And we have that as our back as we try to find a way out of the dream, out of the suffering. We have God at our back, helping. So, no more questions?
I have a story about miracles.
Yeah.
My girlfriend Peggy, she has been on the lung transplant list for about 3 years. And she's only had now 14% lung capacity. So she's been waiting a really long time. And her daughter died unexpectedly several months ago. And the day of her funeral, UCLA called her, because you had to be ready to go with a drop of the hat. Instead, we have a donor, drop everything and come now. And she did not feel like she could do it. She said, I have to put my daughter to rest. And everybody's like, oh no, just go. And she said, no, I have to be at her funeral. Well, she got the call Thursday night, and the doctor said she had the surgery, the lung transplant, it was a double, that these lungs were absolutely perfect for her. He has never seen a pair of lungs so perfect for her. There's only like one antibody that they have